The Zohar says that in the late 1800s, the lower gates of wisdom will open up and the higher gates of wisdom will open up. One of our great Kabbalists, the Vilna Gaon, explains that the lower gates of wisdom is science and the higher gates of wisdom is Kabbalah. And that when the lower gates of wisdom will open up, we will have access to the higher gates of wisdom. So what's going on in science today is actually giving us models to understand what the Kabbalists were saying a long time ago. We just didn't have a language to understand what they were really talking about. And so we're in a generation where that sense of God's oneness is so obvious. We are transcending time and space. You see, what is the theme of all of technology? All of technology is to transcend the limitations of time and space. Can we make it smaller? Can we do it faster? Right? The very internet, the fact that within seconds, something that happens on one end of the earth will be known on the other end of the earth is just a manifestation how we're actually part of one consciousness. So the technological advances are demonstrating that we are getting more and more in touch with the self that transcends time and space.
You're right, it's ubiquitous in Facebook and everyone's texting and emailing and everybody knows everything
We're
instantly.
becoming more and more connected.
And that's good.
Yeah.
But
now,
there's
if
also,
we do the right thing with it, yes, it's very good.
So where are we then on the continuum?
The Kabbalists say that the 7 days of creation correlate to all of history.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually every hour of the 7 days of creation correlate to something like, I can't remember the exact calculation, but something like 47 point something years. And so we are the afternoon of Shabbat.
So we have like 3 hours to the sun
Exactly,
setting.
something like that. So we are coming very close to Shabbat, which is the ultimate realization, the ultimate consciousness. But I want you to understand, our sages teach that the redemption is like a woman giving birth. And the closer she gets to the birth, the more painful the contractions.
Uh-huh.
So there's no guarantee that this is going to be sailing right now. We're about to give birth to our higher self, to a consciousness of a one self that we're all part of. And we're going to give birth to that realization. But as we get closer to that birth, it becomes more painful.
Well, people say historically that the 20th century was the most violent century in the history of mankind. So does it have to continue to get worse, or could it get better, or we just don't know what the answer is to that?
The universe could take an epidural. I'm going to share with you a secret, a Kabbalistic secret that my wife revealed to me when she was giving birth to our first child. So, you know, it's your first child, and so we went to all the courses. We went to Lamaze.
Yeah.
But when we got to the hospital, I felt more like a Schlamaz than a Lamaze.
I know, you forget everything.
And we got in there, and I'm supposed to help her focus and breathe, and I was going crazy. I started to hyperventilate, and my wife's there, and she's giving birth to our child, and I'm feeling, you know, terrible. She's in so much pain, and she's having these intense contractions. And then, in the middle of the contractions, she comes out of this contraction with tremendous calm, and she turns to me, she says, "Could you calm down, please?" And I'm going crazy, and I say, what? She says, "Calm down." Okay, and then she goes into this really intense, painful contraction. She comes out of it with this incredible calm, peace, and she says, "I might be in excruciating pain, but I'm not suffering." And then she went into this incredible contraction, which now didn't bother me because she thinks, you must be fine. And she came out of that contraction and she said, "Suffering is when you go through pain and it has no meaning. But this is the most meaningful pain I could ever hope to have."
Uh-huh.
You see, the more meaning you can give to your life, the less you suffer. That doesn't mean there won't be pain, but you can turn your pain into power when you see it within the big story and you give it meaning. That is what the Kabbalah does. The Kabbalah, by giving you the big picture, puts your life in the center of the meaning of his story, and you become part of history.